Hello everybody, my name is Rhiannon and today I'm going to share with you a channeled broadcast. So I'm going to drop into a trance state and allow the messages that need to come through to come through. So before I go into that, I just want to share a little bit about what I'm going to channel, who I channel, and what these messages are going to be for and how they're going to come through. So firstly, what I need you to know is that this time here on earth is changing. There has never been a more powerful time to transform our lives, to let go of the old ways, the archaic systems, and to really carve out a whole new way of being. And I've channeled messages for most of my adult life. I've channeled books, and I've channeled this through healing modalities. But I'm being told now that I have to drop into this trance state and channel just as it comes through, just to speak these messages through in a completely unfiltered and raw way. Because the time is now. There's no space for filtering these messages, for toning them down, or for making them easy to receive. It's time for like the full unfiltered version of these downloads. So what I'm going to channel is likely going to be messages for the now, to give insights into what's happening on a world, on an earth realm level, how we can navigate these crazy times, what the future actually looks like, and how we can prepare energetically for that future, and how we can shift our energy in the now to make the steps that we need to take to live our most divinely inspired life. So I'm going to drop into a trance state, in a channeled state, and there's going to be a lot of messages that are going to come through very, very rapidly. And there's also going to be a lot of healing that comes through as well. And the reason for this is because of what I channel, or rather who I channel. So as I mentioned, I've channeled for a lot of years. And in the past, I've channeled all sorts of frequencies, right? So depending on where my consciousness was, my level of consciousness, or my perception of the unseen realms, I've channeled many different things. So in the past, that was like archangels or galactic beings, multidimensional beings. But let me tell you now, what I channel now is very, very simple. It is very, very simple, and it's the highest frequency that we can possibly attune to for messages that relate to our life, our spirit, our soul. And that frequency that I channel is the frequency of loving oneness, the divine intelligence that holds and binds and unifies all things. So what I channel is, whatever you want to call it, source, the one, the unified field, God. For me, I always attune to Great Spirit, this aspect of my highest self that is the divine, the aspect of your higher self that is the divine. And so as I channel, sometimes it comes through in first person, sometimes it comes through in third person, sometimes it speaks through me and says, we tell you this, or sometimes it says, I tell you this. There is no consistency, and there's nothing for me or for you to attach ourselves to. Because the power is all within, and I suppose this inconsistency in the channeling is just a reminder of that. It's neither me nor you, it's neither we nor I, it's just the all that is, and that's the frequency that's going to come through. So because the frequency is very, very high, it's pure loving intelligence that I channel, there is a lot of healing in this transmission as well. So as I drop in, I'm going to go in between messages for you in the now, for the future, and I'm going to probably go into channeled frequency for healing, to prepare your energy body for what's to come, So I might speak in different sounds, different frequencies, and yeah, it's going to be a journey. And the last thing I want to share before I drop in is that there's nothing that I planned here. There's no questions that I pre-prepared. There's no structure that I'm following. So I'm just going to literally just drop in and allow this flow to come through. So it's not going to be linear. There's going to be a lot of information. It's probably going to be very choppy. So if you need to pause or rewind or anything like that, might be a good idea, or if you might need to watch this video multiple times. Okay, so I'm going to drop in And then I'm going to begin. So the best way to receive this is to drop into your own heart with me. So I'm going to take about a minute to drop in. Thank you for your patience. Now open your heart and listen to receive this. This transmission comes through from the highest possible frequency, the frequency of the one, of the unified field, of the all that is. This is not coming through to tell you that anything that you've heard from galactic beings or multidimensional beings is false or untrue. This message is coming through to tell you that you can attune to the all that is. You can attune to the all that is, the wisdom, the intelligence, the information that you've been seeking from these galactic beings, from these multidimensional ones. It all exists within you. It all exists within you. Why? Because you are one with the unified field, just as they are too. It is time for you to fully find your power. Disclosure is coming, yes, disclosure is coming, but is not in the way that you think it is. And this message, this broadcast is coming through to you now to tell you, to remind you that the power exists within you. And disclosure is only going to happen when you realize that beings are going to appear in your visible light spectrum when you are of equal resonance with them, when you are of equal resonance with them, not when you are giving your power away, not when you are belittling yourself and waiting for a higher intelligence to rescue you or to tell you the divine wisdom that lives somehow outside of yourself. It all exists within you. It all exists within you. And that is why this channel sits before you, channeling the divine, the one, because you are the divine, the one. And all of this wisdom, all of this intelligence lives within you. Now it is time to remember who you truly are. These galactic, these multidimensional beings that have been coming through so many channels in the past. Over the last decade, over the last 20 years, many multidimensional beings coming through these channels. Why? To show you that everything with you that you see with your own two eyes is not just it. There is so much more that exists beyond the visible light spectrum. We are not on a planet here on Earth. No, this is not a planet. This is not a physical ball of mass. No, this is a realm. This is an Earth plane. This is an Earth realm. And existing parallel with this Earth realms are many other realms, many other realms, many other realms. They are not planets, they are realms, and they exist parallel to this realm. They are multidimensional, and we can intercept these other realms with our frequency. And of course, yes, you can attune to other beings of these other realms, and you can receive messages. But what you need to know is that all of these other realms that come in the name of love are unified by one force, one divine frequency, one sacred intelligence. And the beings that you've been channeling in the past are just tapping in and channeling through that one unified intelligence. So now you go direct to the source and you bring that through. You bring that through. It is time for everyone to become their own channel, their own divine intelligence by calling on the divine that lives within their heart and speaking that through. As you do that, you're going to see that open contact is here. And you are going to become resonant with the beings, the multidimensional beings that live parallel to you, who are tuning into that same frequency too. You no longer need to bypass the divine and speak via multidimensional beings. You are all tapping into source, the one, the divine intelligence, the miraculous frequency that births all things into life in the name of love. So that is what you need to know, and that is the message that is coming through. Tomorrow is going to be very, very different to today. What you are seeing today is a great deal of pain, a great deal of suffering. There is a lot of fear that is rising up to the surface. Everyone can feel it in their throat chakra. It is like the unresolved fear and pain and trauma of the entire century and beyond. The last 200 years lives within the throat chakra of all beings on earth. You can feel this bubbling, and when you speak to people, you can feel it in their throat, and then you can feel it mirroring back to you everything that you've unprocessed in your throat. The throat of everyone is about to explode with untruth. All the jobs that you've been doing, jobs that make you unhappy, the chairs that you've been sitting in, typing away, the jobs that you've been doing that are making you unhappy, driving in traffic, sitting in chairs where you can't speak your truth. All of this is bubbling here, 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 sitting at the throat, bubbling away, and now it is coming up to the surface. And every single person that you speak to that has some level of untruth, fear within their own being, that conversation is going to bring up within you the spark of untruth that has been sitting, festering within your own being. You are all mirroring back to each other, the unresolved pieces at the throat chakra. Why? Because the time is now, and it is all going to be alchemized now. As I'm speaking, as these words are coming through, Rhiannon, allow yourself to feel where in your throat chakra is holding a density and intensity of untruth and fear. Allow this energy of these words, the frequency of this transmission, to land within your throat, and allow your throat to feel the opening of this transmission. Allow your jaw to be loose, allow your tongue to be loose, allow your lips to be loose. Allow sounds and strange gibberish to come through your lips, because this is going to loosen and loosen and loosen the energy of your throat. It is time to remember who you are. You can no longer do a job that feels untrue. The job that you are doing has to go. If it feels untrue to you, it has to go. In the past, channels haven't told you this directly. In the past, Rhiannon wouldn't have told you this directly, but things are changing now. Things are changing now. And this is a pivotal moment where you can literally not live in untruth for a moment longer. So if you have been feeling the call to leave your job, to move on from your job, you have to do it now. Otherwise, this energy in your throat is going to fester to such a degree that it will turn into cancer, or it will turn into a very sick illness that will cause death within your body. You will die, you will leave if you do not do what you are being called to do, to leave your job, to follow your path. And all of the fears that brings up. What about money? What will I do? Will I survive? What about money? What about money? What about money? It all is liberated here through your throat, through action, through following courage, through listening to the whispers of your heart that tell you to go in a certain way. This action is going to liberate your throat. It's going to free you from suffering. It's going to open your channel, and it's going to open a whole pathway ahead of you. A whole pathway ahead of you. So what we are saying now is the time to take that action you've been avoiding. Now is the time to choose courageous action despite fear. As you're sitting there, the fear is paralyzing. How can I possibly do this? What will be the outcome? What will be the outcome? Now is the time to allow yourself to die. To die, metaphorically, to die, to allow yourself to become so lost in the unknown, to become so uncertain of what the future holds, to become so overwhelmed by the fear and the bubbling of untruth that lives within your body that you have no choice but to give up. But to let go of the reins of control and see where life is going to take you. When you give up and when you allow your untrue self to metaphorically die, when you let go of the reins and you just give up, something is going to happen. Something is going to happen. Your whole body is going to be met by this frequency, this divine intelligence. And all of your fears are going to be transformed into something very different, a revealing of miraculous unfolding. A revealing of miraculous unfolding. Do you see? In the past, you were making decisions from your linear mind. You are making decisions from your linear mind, forcing the outcome, controlling the outcome, waiting for the perfect time to take the leap of faith, waiting for the perfect time to leave the job, to move house, waiting for everything to be perfect, all your ducks in a line, and then you would move. Now, what we are telling you is you can't do that anymore. You have to do it now. Why? Why do you have to do it now? Because of what we just said. The bubbling of untruth in your throat will make you so sick that you die. If there is something within your body that is untrue, you must take action in the now. Does this sound dramatic? Good, it is dramatic. This is how pivotal the moment is here on this earth realm at this time. There are two energies moving at a very rapid opposing speed, more rapid than ever before, and you get to choose what train you are going to jump on. You can either let fear consume you and pull you down. Fear will pull you down either till you exit the earth realm, you will die, or you'll be pulled into a fear-based matrix that is no longer resonant with the actual frequency of Pachamama Gaia. Or you turn this fear and you allow it to be the embers for radical change. Allow this fear to be so big that you have no choice but to give into it. to allow it to take over your body, to allow it to consume you so deeply that you have no choice but to let go of the reins, to stop fighting, to let go of control and give up, give over, and see what happens. A miraculous current of creation is going to take over, and you are going to jump on the opposing train. The opposing train. There is a train that is moving through you that wants to take you in the direction of miracles, heaven on earth. Everything that you've ever wanted, the most divine existence you could ever imagine. There is an energy that wants to sweep you up and guide you to miracles. And that energy is so strong that it's festering and bubbling within you until you have no choice but to let go of the reins and jump on that train, give up, give over everything you've been waiting to do, to leave your job, to move house, to make that monumental leap of faith, to sell your business, whatever it is. The time is now. The time is now. And as you feel the urgency of these words, it's going to bring up a lot of energy. It's going to bring up a lot of chaos, a lot of urgency, a lot of fear. Now sit with that fear. Breathe into it. Let it be. Stop trying to change it. Stop trying to avoid it. Stop trying to push it down. Let it be. This is the energy that is going to be the sacred momentum that gets you on the train, that guides you towards the direction of your miracles, your heaven on earth. So sit with this energy now. Yanatie ki aliatie miatie ki eliata esi mia ki eniatie waniatie liati ki miata hisi inia ki elata ki miata wanata How many of your decisions have been guided by the fear-based matrix? How many of your past decisions have been guided by the fear-based matrix, by the old programs, the archaic, distorted programs that come from the fear-based grid? These are not true. These are not organic creation. It is time to unhook, unbind, release, particularly from your throat, particularly from your solar plexus. Release, let go, unhook. You are free. You are free. You are free. So where do you want to go? This is what you need to know. This year, at the end of the year, September, October, there's going to be a change in the food supply. There's going to be a change in the food supply. It will not affect everybody. Some people won't even notice this or feel this at all, but it will affect some people. Some people will notice this, and there will be a squeeze in their normal way of getting food and nourishing their body. This is a good thing, depending on what train you are deciding to get on. This is a good thing, depending on what train you're deciding to get on. If you choose to allow fear to alchemize into courageous action, to live your heaven on earth, then what you must know now is that now is the time to start to follow the pull that is taking you into more spaciousness, If you live in a very small apartment or in a very small confined space and you're having this awakening, this desire to follow your heart, you are probably very likely feeling a pull for more community, for more land, for more space to grow vegetables, to have food, to live closer and connected to nature. This is urgent. If you are feeling this call now, from your heart before you heard this transmission, if you are feeling this pull, now is the time to take that decision, to make that courageous action. And everything that you need is going to come into place. You don't even need to worry about if that's going to work out. You don't even need to worry about it. Because remember, you're getting on the train of miraculous unfolding. Once you get on that train by taking courageous action in the direction of your heart, there's nothing that you need to figure out. There's nothing that you need to worry about. Even if you perceive there's a shortage of houses in nature, there is not. For those who are on the train, there is more than enough. Everything you've ever needed, but you have to take the decision in the now to move to more spaciousness, more land. Start to teach yourself how to cultivate food. You don't have to become an expert overnight. You don't have to become fully self-sufficient by September, October. But September and October, there's going to be a small squeeze that starts the momentum of urgency within your body, that the system that you've been working with, supermarkets and this distorted abundance of food, this is going to start to shift September, October, and you're going to feel this in your body to some degree. And this is going to be the catalyst that allows you or gives you momentum to start to learn how to grow your own food, start to learn how to cultivate vegetables and how to nourish yourself in an alternative way. And it doesn't just have to be your own self-sufficiency. It's looking to community, looking to your neighbors, looking to small ruralized food production and pulling away from these supermarket structures. You're going to start to feel the pull to do this between now, September, October. Something is going to really push and squeeze you to take action. Now, do not confuse this with in September, October, there's going to be no food and you all need to be self-sufficient. That is not the case. But you're going to feel a squeeze that gives you the momentum to start to learn, to start to cultivate and start to find new ways. Next year in April, there's going to be more of a squeeze and you're going to rapidly become more gifted, more talented in your ability to sustain yourself with your own food and sharing with your neighbors. It's not about you being completely self-sufficient. It's about you meeting people, meeting connections where you get a bit of that from there, a bit of that from there, a bit of sharing. You become masterful in something new. This is the gift. This is the gift. Every time there is a squeeze, it is squeezing you into a higher, more expansive way of being. Now, what is the squeeze that you are feeling now? Remember, what is the squeeze that you are feeling now? Are you enjoying your job less? Are you feeling more restricted in the house that you're living in? What is the squeeze that you are feeling now? This is a sacred gift. This is the embers that take you where you need to go. When do you need to go there? Now. Now. You need to start looking, start actioning the thing that it is that you've been putting off and wanting to do. You need to start that momentum now. Listen very carefully now. There is going to be a change in jobs. People's jobs are going to change. Remember, we just said if you feel like you need to leave your job, you must leave your job. Why? Because a lot of people who feel that they need to leave their job because they don't like it, it's suffocating them. A lot of these people, if they do not leave it now, they're going to get fired. You will get fired. A lot of people are going to get fired and lose their jobs. So you have the choice. You can take action now as the master and you can jump on the train upward that's moving into a higher frequency, the direction of miracles, heaven on earth. If you leave your job now from the feeling of spontaneous inspired action, you will be naturally propelled on a higher trajectory. But if you follow the fear and don't act on the desire to leave, what's going to happen is a lot of these people who are feeling the desire to leave their job are going to get fired. Next year, late next year, a lot of people are going to lose their job. And this is going to create a very different energetic frequency within the body. If you get fired, it's going to trigger more fear. And fear is resonant with a different trajectory. Fear, remember, is the energy that creates death, sickness, cancer, where you will die, you will leave the earth plane, or you'll slowly be pulled into a different frequency, a different almost parallel reality to the earth that is no longer resonant with Gaia. It's similar to the earth, but it is not the earth. So yes, the earth is going to start to literally dimensionally split. And if you allow yourself to wait for the moment that you get fired from your job, of course, there's going to be a fear response. It's going to make it harder to lift your energy and get on that train into the miracle frequency, Pachamama, the true Gaia frequency. Now, a lot of you have been wondering, is there a new earth? Is there a new earth? That is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. There is an earth that is brand new today in this moment. This moment has a brand new earth. For anyone that chooses to feel it, to attune to it. So if you are waiting for a new earth, what you are doing is you are projecting your own experience of divinity and incarnation into some time in the linear future. Do not do this. Do not do this. New Earth is a dimensional experience that you choose to have in the now. How do you choose to have this in the now? Number one is you open your eyes to it. You see and you feel the love that is all around you, in the bird calls, within the trees, in the children as they play. Number two, you reject anything that is not in alignment with that pure frequency of your heart. And number three is that you start to take the courageous action. Take the courageous action to follow your heart. The new earth does not exist with any fear living within it. So if you've been making choices based on fear, this is not new earth. This is not new earth. For example, if you've been longing to leave your job, if you've been longing to move, and you haven't been because of fear, of course you cannot experience new earth. You are waiting for new earth to come. But when you take these miraculous leaps of faith in the name of trust now, you are New Earth. You are New Earth. So New Earth is a shared co-creation of a collective humanity that is just choosing to take courageous action in the now, despite not knowing where the future leads. Now, here is the piece of information that gives you the faith to follow your heart. It is not just about trust in the now, in the surrender to the not knowing. This is very important, but you have to know that something very powerful is birthing for you, through you, and for the collective. It is a shared paradigm where every single person is provided for abundantly by Pachamama. Every single person is provided for abundantly by Pachamama. This is going to dissolve your construct of money. This is going to dissolve your construct of money. Because money right now is something that you perceive yourself to need in order to buy things, in order to survive, in order to feel abundant. Something is changing where you step into the frequency of miracles and you just are provided for abundantly. And this is going to become so collectively to such a degree that the concept of money really changes. It's going to really change. It's going to rapidly transform to such a degree it's almost as though you don't have or need money. It's still there. There's still a currency system. But everyone will be so provided for that the need to have money is going to completely dissolve. And you are going to share from your heart so freely that is going to light people up. And people are going to share from their heart so freely that it will give back to you abundantly. You will have everything that you need and money will dissolve. Now, there are people who are going to stay hooked into the frequency of money as you know it now. And they are going to be pulled down with the frequency of fear into a different realm. And this realm is very dark. This realm is very dark where people are controlled by the perception of a lack of wealth. They're controlled, they become enslaved by the perception of a lack of wealth. That is a trajectory that people are choosing to take by not alchemizing their fear through courageous action. And that frequency of this separated earth, it's not earth, it's a different realm that becomes paralyzed by fear, enslaved by fear. That is where you go if you don't alchemize your fear. And how do you alchemize your fear? It's so easy. You just do the thing that lights you up. You take the courageous action. And the utopia that is being co-created is so exquisite that you don't need to even surrender into the not knowing. Instead, surrender into the absolute knowing that what is coming is so divine that is going to be beyond anything you could ever imagine, anything you could ever conceptualize. You don't need to trust in the unknown. Trust in what is known. Trust in what is known. And what is known is this, that when you quit your job or when you move house or when you do the thing that lights you up, a miracle is going to meet you that is going to be beyond anything that you could have ever imagined. And you are going to be met with that miracle over and over and over again. Your life is going to get so exquisite. And that will be happening to everyone around you that chooses courageous action. And that together will be a shared co-creation of a heaven on earth. But you get there collectively by choosing that existence now, choosing heaven on earth as a dimensional experience now. But this you need to know. This you need to know. You are watching this transmission and therefore you are going to choose miracles, heaven on earth. You are going to choose courageous action, but not everyone you know is going to take that path. A lot of people are going to be swallowed up by their own fear. And this is okay. You are going to see a lot of death. A lot of people are going to die. A lot of people are going to lose their job. A lot of people are going to die. A lot of people are going to lose their job. Not all of these souls who die are doomed or done for. No, of course not. They're earth souls. So as they die, they will likely come back onto this higher frequency of earth as they ascend through death, as they rid their karma through death, as they expand their consciousness and their knowing, their perception of what is true. They're going to come back onto this higher earth realm, this true experience of Pachamama Gaia. But brace yourself to see that around us there's going to be a squeeze, fear, a squeeze that brings up every fear, every trauma, so that you're pushed into a momentum of courageous action. And if you do not choose courageous action, if the people around you do not choose courageous action, many of them are going to be swallowed up by fear. swallowed up by fear and sickness and death. This is their path, and this is okay. This is okay. If you can't save them, then let them go. And the truth is, you cannot save them. You cannot save them. You cannot save them. Let them go. Let them go. And allow their soul to be liberated from fear. Allow their soul to return to the unified field of oneness where it can make its decision to return. Now, this is the end of this transmission. Please be with this energy and let it sit into your body. Now, open your heart, open your heart, open your heart, open your hands, open your hands, open your heart, open your channel. Huate e ki alia mata ki eniati e, huasi eniata ki emiata. Hisi elia ki emiati e si eliati emiata e ki e. Wania ki eliata e si emiata. Allow that to settle in your body. I'll just close this by saying thank you for being here, for this great honor and privilege of being able to share this message with you. And you know, it's been so important that we open our eyes to the darkness of the distortion that seeks to enslave humanity. But we don't need to keep feeding off it, you know? We don't need to keep opening our phone and tapping into the trauma field over and over and over again. In fact, we could just put our phones down, open our eyes, and see that your life is just an invitation to step into more miracles. So even if today is tricky, even if the energy within you is tricky, it's just an invitation to step into more miracles. Even if you're feeling a lot of fear, a lot of trauma, your own or, you know, the world's, but we're all really just one. It's just an invitation to experience more miracles, more love. Now, every single fear within you is going to start to rise up over the coming years, over the next 2 years specifically. And don't let that fear be an indicator that something bad is happening. It's the opposite. It's an energetic squeeze that lovingly pushes you to courageous action, more love, more trust. So be with yourself and hold yourself through these fears, and more than ever, more than any time ever before, the time is now, now, now to follow your heart. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, if you got a lot from this, please share it with your friends. And if you want to know how you can dive deeper into the work that I do as a channel, you can head over to my site, you can check out my books, you can work with me one-on-one, or you can take one of my trainings in channeling and energy work mastery for healers. But it's been an honor, and I will see you next time.